All right, let's talk about something that sounds super complicated, but is actually a superpower. I'm talking about investing, but forget everything you think you know. All the confusing charts, the boring news. We're going to reframe this. Think of it like unlocking a secret level in the game of life.
So let's just jump right in. What if you literally had a cheat code for real-life money? I'm not kidding. That's exactly what investing is when you boil it all down. It's this incredibly powerful tool, and guess what? It's way more accessible than you've been led to believe.
Okay, so first up, we're talking about what I like to call the real-life money glitch. Because what if I told you that pretty much everything you've heard about the stock market is wrong? Yeah, we're about to flip that script entirely.
Okay, first things first, and this is huge. Investing is not gambling. Let's just get that out of the way. It has nothing to do with luck or rolling the dice. It's about one thing and one thing only: ownership. It's literally just buying a tiny, tiny piece of a company you already know and probably love. And that little piece, that's called a stock. It's that simple. When you own a stock, it means when the company makes money, you make money. Think about it. If you own a tiny slice of McDonald's, every single time someone buys a Big Mac, anywhere on the planet, a little tiny piece of that profit is yours, for as long as you own that slice, forever.
So, okay, that sounds cool, but how does it really work? Let's make this super simple. We're going to dive into what might be the greatest analogy ever for this: the pizza party analogy. This is how you start owning your favorite things.
Imagine a huge company, let's say it's your favorite pizza place, decides to throw a massive party. They bake this absolutely gigantic pizza. That pizza is the company. Now, what do? They cut it up into millions and millions of tiny little slices. These are called shares, and all you have to do is buy one slice, just one, and boom, you now own that piece forever, and you get a little bit of the profit from every pizza they sell.
And here's the best part, seriously. You don't have to toss the dough, you don't have to work the cash register, you don't have to do any of the work. You just own your little slice of the pizza and you get a cut of the profits. I mean, come on, best deal ever.
Okay, so owning slices is the what. But now for the how. How does this actually turn into, well, more money? This, my friends, is where the real magic kicks in. Let's pull back the curtain on something I call the Disney magic trick.
Let's rewind the clock. The year is 1990, and someone decides to invest just $900. Not a crazy amount of money, but a decent chunk, and they put it into one of the most magical companies in the world.
So that $900 got them 100 shares of Disney. And then they did the hardest part of investing. They did nothing. They just waited. For 35 years, they just held on and watched as Disney released blockbuster after blockbuster, opened parks all over the world, and just grew. So what happened to that $900? Well, by 2025, it had turned into more than $18,000. No, that's not a typo. It grew by 20 times. That, right there, is the mind-blowing power of just letting your ownership grow. And let's be clear, that wasn't luck. It wasn't gambling. It was just the simple result of owning a piece of an awesome company. As Disney became more valuable, so did that tiny slice you owned. That's the superpower.
Oh, and it gets even better. On top of your slice getting more valuable, some companies are so successful they have extra cash lying around. So what do? They send some of it to you just as a thank you for being an owner. The official term is a dividend, but I love this way of thinking about it. It's like getting free money from your company pets, a little treat for being a good owner.
Okay, so this all sounds great, but how do you pick the right companies? How do you know which pizza slices to buy? Well, for that, let's get some advice from maybe the wisest money grandpa of all time, the legendary Charlie Munger. He came up with a brilliantly simple test to help figure this out. He called it the 10-year-old test. And it's just 3 questions. First, is it ethical? No cheaters allowed. You want to own companies you actually feel good about. Second, is it easy to understand? Like, could you explain it to a kid? If you can't, you probably shouldn't own it. And third, the really crucial one, does it have a moat?
A moat? What's that? Well, think of a big, strong castle. What protects it from invaders? A giant moat, right? Maybe filled with crocodiles? A business moat is the exact same idea. It's something special that protects a company from its competition, making it super hard for anyone else to attack their business.
So what does a moat look like in real life? Well, for Coca-Cola, it's that brand. Everyone on Earth knows that red can.
For YouTube, the moat is, well, us. All the viewers and all the creators are already here. Good luck starting a new video site from scratch. And Lego? Believe it or not, their moat is that perfect, satisfying click. Nobody has ever been able to copy it perfectly.
So it all comes down to this one simple, powerful question you should ask yourself. When you're looking at a company, just think, would I be proud to own this when I'm 80 years old? If the answer is yes, you're on the right track. It's the ultimate test for long-term thinking.
All right, you've got the theory, you understand the money glitch, you've seen the cheat code. Now, it's your turn to get in the game. It's time for your first mission. This is what will take you from just watching this to actually being an investor.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is simple. Step 1, hunt. Just start looking for companies you actually love and understand. Remember the test. Step 2, find their moat. What makes them so special and hard to compete with? And step 3, just open up a notes app on your phone and build your very first watch list. That's it. That's the whole mission.
And I'm serious, the second you do that, the second you write down that first company, you're an investor. Congratulations. You don't need a dime to get started. Just paying attention, just watching, is step 1. You're already playing the game.
And I want to leave you with one final, kind of a final boss-level thought here. Because of that growth magic we saw with Disney, someone who starts this journey at age 10 can actually end up with more money by age 50 than someone who starts at 30 with way more cash. Why? Because time is the ultimate cheat code. It's the most powerful advantage you have. So the knowledge is yours now. What are you going to do with it?